Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Cindy Maple and I'm the Product Manager for 2020 Office Software. Today I have the privilege of introducing our newest software release, 2020 Office version 2021. We have several new exciting features to share with you in this release. First of all, 2020 CAP is updated to support the newest version of AutoCAD, version 2022. I invite all of you to check out the Autodesk website for more information on what's new in AutoCAD version 2022. In addition, 2020 CAP Complete is our newest product, and version 2021 adds a few new CAD features that I'll show you. The bulk of our time today will be spent in 2020 Visual Impression. We now allow users to move furniture directly in Visual Impression and save those movements back to your drawing or worksheet. This will be great for those of you who have wished to make slight adjustments to the furniture placement in Visual Impression without having to return to the drawing to do so. I will show you appropriate ways to move furniture in Visual Impression to maximize your design time while maintaining your drawing integrity. 2020 Office version 2021 is only available by download. You can download the software from your 2020 account or 2020.net, and it will only take a few minutes to download and install. I'm now going to show you a few new things in 2020 CAP Complete. CAP Complete now supports the nudge command. Nudge is a great little command that admittedly is a bit difficult to find. Unlike most commands, nudge is not a command that you find in the toolbar or type in at the command line. Nudge is completely keyboard driven. To use nudge, select the item you want to move and then hold down the control key and press the keyboard arrow keys in the direction you want to move. Movements are always in the X or the Y direction on the screen, and movements are 2 pixels at a time. The next command I want to show you is XREF. While CAP Complete has always supported XREF, in CAP Complete version 2021, XREF management is much simpler as this is reorganized into a single palette. To load the palette, type XREF at the command line. I will demonstrate this by attaching a building shell as an XREF and positioning that building shell to align with the scene we will use later in Visual Impression. Now let's talk invert XClip. 2020 CAP Complete now gives you the ability to invert any clips you make to blocks or XREFs to better show the areas that you need in an XREF. Let's clip the XREF that I attached in the previous command and show you how to view the clip portion of the XREF or invert that clip when you want to see the rest of the XREF. Click the arrow at the bottom of the rectangle you selected to show the clip or the inverted clip. VP Layer. VP Layer allows you to change layer properties in your viewports for plotting without affecting those properties in your design and model space. In this example, my chairs are yellow in model space, and if I want to plot those in color, they may not show up very well. With VP Layer, I can change the layer color in my viewport to red by finding the VP Color column and changing it to red. By switching back to model space, you can see that the chairs still have a layer color of yellow in the drawing, yet the selected viewport will plot the chairs in red. Now let's move on and discuss the updates to Visual Impression. When you first bring a drawing into Visual Impression, you may notice that an overhead is a little bit too high or too low, or you may want to rotate a chair to a slightly different angle. Maybe you want to move an item just a bit to make your scene look better. Previously, you'd have to return to the drawing to make those adjustments. With version 2021 of Visual Impression, you can make those changes right in Visual Impression and save them back to the drawing, or save those changes to a worksheet to discuss with your client and apply later. I'm going to show you today how you can move furniture and give you some pointers for making these changes while protecting your drawing integrity. In this drawing, you will see that I have one scene that contains a combination of freestanding items in this area near the windows and a work area where I've used standards to make it easier to plan the space. Let's now load Visual Impression so I can show you how to move the furniture. Now that my scene is loaded in Visual Impression, the first thing I want to show you is where to find the Furniture Movement button on the dashboard. To move furniture, you will want to toggle the Furniture Movement button on by clicking it. With Furniture Movement turned off, you can change the options on the furniture like you always have. But when Furniture Movement button is toggled on, you are then ready to move or rotate a furniture item. Notice that the collision detection button is still there. You will need to click the up arrow over the Furniture Movement button to control collision detection. When you toggle Furniture Movement on, collision detection is also toggled on. This is done intentionally to keep you from accidentally moving furniture outside of the room. I will show that to you a bit later. Now that you understand a little bit about the dashboard, let's go into the window area in our scene and I will show you how to do some simple furniture movements. I'm going to show you how I can move and rotate this mobile marker board. To move the marker board, I must first toggle the furniture movement button on. Once the button is toggled on, I can select the item that I wish to move. In this case, I'm going to click on the marker board. See how the marker board now is selected and has arrows visible to allow me to rotate it as well? If I hold down the left mouse button, I can then drag the marker board to a new location. Once I lift my left mouse button, the marker board is set in its new location. If I want to rotate the marker board, I can again hold the left mouse button down and rotate the item using the arrows that are visible on the floor. This works in a similar way to placing extras in visual impression. Oh, and one more thing. Remember earlier when I mentioned that collision detection is turned on automatically with the furniture movement button? Now I will show you how this prevents me from moving this marker board outside my room. Notice that when the marker board is dragged near the wall, collision detection keeps it from going through. I will now take a few minutes to drag the marker board to the sitting area at the end of the room and readjust the other furniture in the area to make it fit. Notice how I can select and rotate these items to give my rendering a more lived-in look. Okay, so you can see that moving the furniture around in visual impression can be fun. Now what happens? Are you comfortable that the furniture position changes you have made in visual impression will work well in your drawing? In this session so far, we've moved freestanding furniture and we've kept everything within the room. Chances are if we save these changes back to our drawing, everything will be fine. In fact, in this case, I want to save everything back to my drawing so that I do not have to make the same changes over again the next time I load visual impression from this drawing. To save these movements back to my drawing, I go to the sparkler in the top left-hand corner and select Apply. When I select Apply, I get an additional message that appears that gives me the opportunity to confirm that I want to save my changes back. This is sort of an "Are you sure?" message to make you think before you apply furniture movements that you may not want saved back into your drawing. In this case, we know we want to save them, so we select Apply again. Let's close visual impression and go back into the drawing so you can see that the furniture movements that I have made are saved there. I will zoom in on the corner of the room where I made the changes, and you can see that the furniture is in its new position. Remember, you also have one more chance to confirm that you want to save all the changes, as you must also save the changes in the drawing tool as well. Let's go back into visual impression and look at the workstation area of the project. To save time, instead of drawing each cluster of workstations individually, I created a standard and inserted 2 of them. I will show you how to work with standards in visual impression now that we have the ability to move furniture. With furniture movement toggled off, I can select each item in the standard individually to apply finishes or specification. Let me select an individual pedestal, and you can see when I go to the Materials activity that I am presented with the opportunity to choose alternative finishes. When I toggle furniture movement on, the behavior is different, and the entire standard moves or rotates as a group. I am going to rotate and move these standards and the individual items that are with them. I don't have any panel configurations in our project today, but the same is true for panel configurations. The trick to moving panel configurations is to remember that panel hardware does not move when you move a panel. For best results, be selective with the furniture movements that you choose to do in visual impression, and leave the true space planning to CAP, CAP Complete, or Giza. If you have items in your design that can be set at different heights, an up-down arrow appears on the item and allows you to move them up and down. In this drawing, these shelves can be set at a height determined by the user, so I can easily move them up or down using the arrow. This functionality varies by manufacturer, as some manufacturers provide overheads drawn to be at a specific height. If the item is drawn to be adjustable, visual impression will allow you to move them. Visual impression also recognizes items that belong on the floor and does not provide an up-down arrow or allow you to adjust them within visual impression. You will still need to make the changes in CAP, CAP Complete, or Giza for those items. After making changes to the furniture placement in visual impression, I may want to confirm those changes with my customer before saving them back to the drawing. To save your changes without saving them back to your original drawing or worksheet, use Save Copy. Save Copy creates a separate worksheet that contains the updated furniture positions, as well as selected finishes and room information. This keeps my original drawing intact until I confirm that these changes are okay with my customer. To save a copy, go to the sparkler in the top left-hand corner and select Save Copy. You will be asked to name the worksheet and provide a location to save it. Remember this name and location so that you can find the copy when you need to. This time, when I close visual impression, I get another message. In this case, I will discard changes because I do not want to apply these changes and I've already saved what I need to another worksheet. At any time, if the customer decides they prefer the new furniture layout, I can update the drawing by using Update Against Visual Worksheet. Update Against Visual Worksheet will apply all visual impression information from a worksheet back to your original drawing or any copies created from that original drawing. For Visual Impression v2021, Update Against Visual Worksheet has been updated to include furniture movements. I will now update our drawing to include the latest revisions we made when we rotated the standards. I will select Update Against Visual Worksheet in my drawing tool. I need to pick the worksheet we created when we selected Save Copy. Once I have selected the worksheet, I will pick the box to Update VI Furniture Movement Data. If I don't check the box, the furniture movements will not be applied. Once the update is complete, I can see the furniture adjustments to the standards that we made in our project. Remember, to make that change permanent, you must save your drawing as well in your drawing tool. I know that after this demonstration, you're excited to start moving furniture in Visual Impression. Before you jump in and start using these new capabilities in Visual Impression version 2021, there are a few things I want you to remember. Use Visual Impression to make slight furniture movements and adjustments to your project. Do the real space planning in 2020 CAP, 2020 CAP Complete, or 2020 Giza. Toggle furniture movement on to move and rotate items. When furniture movement is on, standards and panel configs will move and rotate as a single item. Also remember that moving a panel config only moves the panel and will not move any connecting hardware. Toggle furniture movement off to apply finishes to items. When furniture movement is off, finishes can be applied to all individual items, including those within standards and panel configs. Access collision detection using the up arrow above the furniture movement button. The collision detection button is automatically toggled on when you toggle furniture movement on to keep items from being moved out of the room. Save your furniture movements by selecting Apply. Apply saves your furniture movements back to your drawing or worksheet. Remember to also save the file from these applications as well. Keep furniture movements for later by selecting Save Copy. Save Copy creates a separate visual worksheet that can later be applied to your drawing. Use Update Against Visual Worksheet to update your drawing from a previously saved visual worksheet. Wow, we've covered quite a bit of information in a short time. Thank you for your time today. Just to recap, we've talked about the new features in 2020 Office version 2021. These include support for AutoCAD version 2022 and 2020 CAP. Don't forget to go out to the AutoCAD site for more information. We've also learned about new CAD features in 2020 CAP Complete and spent a good deal of time learning how to move and rotate furniture in 2020 Visual Impression. It has been my pleasure to introduce you to the new features. Go to my account or 2020.net and download version 2021 as soon as you can. Thank you for your continued support of 2020 products and have a great day.